Some claim that the age of a true gentleman is far behind us, but here at 284 Media, we disagree. He may appear in different guises today, but the values and ideals that make him a gent still stand. Gentlemen, aspiring gentlemen, and of course our partners that hold us down, I'm Ron Grant. Welcome to Season 5 of The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, a show poised to help guide modern-day men into 21st century distinguished gentlemen. Now don't worry, it doesn't always involve suits and bow ties, but real, raw life lessons that truly translate to grounded, community-minded, well-rounded men. Thank you all for taking this journey with me. The name is Jessie Field, and he is a multifaceted individual whose journey weaves together a successful career in information communication, a technology, of course, a passion and a commitment to community service, youth mentorship, music, and a loving family. Based, of course, in the British Virgin Islands, Jessie's life is a testament to the power of determination, family, and giving back to his community, the community that essentially raised him. Beyond the various roles he holds, Jessie noticed a significant need for male leadership in his community, and he stepped up to the plate and into the spotlight as a youth mentor, passionately guiding the next generation of greatness, providing mentorship, support, and valuable life lessons to young individuals who are seeking guidance and direction. Now, in learning to be a great husband and father, Jessie has honed in on the qualities that define a real man, such as love, compassion, resilience, and dedication. His commitment to empowering others, whether through technology, music, or mentorship, is a testament to the values instilled in him through his marriage and family life. He holds a deep sense of purpose, family values, and community awareness. Jessie is a husband and a father, and by far one of the best and brightest of these Virgin Islands, and a true 21st century distinguished gentleman. I'm so honored to have this amazing soul, just a good, genuine soul, sitting on the couch. Of course, we talk love for music, family, faith, and of course, the passion of serving others and mentorship. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break. Gentlemen, it's time to discover That Guy Experience. We are a product line specifically catering to the men with beards. Our products are 100% natural and handmade right here in the BVI. Butters, oils, and cleansing products, all designed to add softeners, shine, and growth to your beard and hair. Visit us at Meraki Hair Clinic or thatguybvi.com and begin your journey as that guy. We are a life-changing experience. That Guy Hair and Beard Products. Welcome back, viewers. As promised, I am joined by the one and only, the phenomenal Jessie Field. Jessie, welcome to the platform. Welcome to the Art of a Distinguished Gentleman. Thank you for accepting.
Thank you, Brother Grant.
Absolutely. Cheers.
Salute.
One of the things that I mentioned in the introduction, which is very evident for anyone that would come across you, is your rooted foundation in just having a really, really good sense and awareness of self and who you are. Yeah. Where would you say that came from?
I must say that came from church.
Okay.
Yes. I was baptized at the age of 13. So it was a choice I made.
Mm-hmm.
And I always was fascinated in this battle of good and evil. And wanting to be on the side of good,
okay,
with the angels. So throughout my life's journeys and trials, there were periods of weakness and sadness, so I was grateful for the opportunity to remember God, and turn to God in prayer, because one of my favorite scriptures is, I will lift my eyes up onto the hills from which cometh my strength. So that scripture has sustained me numerous times, so I do attest that that's strength and growth and longevity to my Lord and Savior.
Amazing. When you have had some of your challenges or dark moments, apart from your faith, is there anything that allowed you to be comforted during those times?
Well, as a man, to speak frankly, we tend to go towards the pleasures of life for comfort. So, in my honesty, yes, I've chosen the wrong path on many occasions and had to learn from these things. So yes, be it substance abuse or alcohol abuse, I have turned to some of life's pleasures, but thankfully I was able to get direction from other men, gentlemen,
Okay.
to help uplift me and guide me and remind me of the potential, the latent potential I have, that's still yet to come out. So
I'm happy that you mentioned still left to come out, because in this space and time, while there is still a long way to go, there is much to do, and the sky is the limit. You're definitely living your best life,
certainly.
in your element and in your moment and in
Certainly.
this space. I want to talk about the love that surrounds you in the beauty of family.
uh, it's that's God's grace for me, my brother. I've loved my wife from since she was a little girl,
Okay.
in high school, and those days I'm pretty sure none of us know what love is. And after being apart for over 20 odd years, God blessed us with the opportunity to be back in each other's lives. And I refused to live this life without my sweet
Amazing.
wife, So since we have reunited, it has brought out a different side of me. My wife allowed me to address some hurts and pains that no one has, things that I've hidden from childhood, insecurities, a lot of just hurt and trauma that we as men tend to,
Indeed.
sweep under the rug. And a lot of these you learn from psychology that they are detrimental in the long run, and it's possible that it could pass down to your next generation. So I've done a lot of reading, and I've studied a lot of counseling, couples counseling, specifically spiritual. I'm a Christian. I'm still Rastafarian, but a Christian foundation.
Understood.
So a lot of my material I would always look into to make sure, okay, well, it's a Christian-based piece or portion of advice. And a lot of these guys, they have allowed their better halves to kind of love them into being, and loving me into being. I've addressed things like wrath. Wrath was a big part of my growth. Apart from forgiveness, I got to learn that wrath was never essentially a part of me.
Okay.
That it was it was chosen to express a certain deep hurt and anger that I did not know how to deal with or manage. And I found myself, over the years with this new thing called wrath that have intoxicated or polluted portions of my being and my soul.
Oof.
That when I would have a conversation, someone might, say something that I might see him as ignorant, and I reflect that ignorance in with words that I would think would be more dominant. But having my sweet wife, I strongly believe in, husbands, love your wife as Christ so loved the church and died for her, to see her as this spotless church.
Yes.
So I view my wife in the same image. Yes, they say happy wife, happy life, but there's ways
It's deeper than that.
It's much deeper than that. So when I've realized, we might have had one or two conversations that we wouldn't be arguing with each other, but trying to communicate, and it might come out, in a tense manner. I've noticed this wrath that does not belong to this conversation with my wife, and I didn't belong in our household, in our home. So I sat, and I went through, okay, well, why did I allow someone to have so much
Introspection.
power over me that it allowed me to adapt a characteristic that I don't agree with? I don't co-sign to wrath. I don't co-sign to anger. I don't co-sign to aggression or violence. So I've grown so much from that one addressing of wrath that
well, truth be told, that is essentially what it is: growth,
right,
and the ability as a man, which many of us don't do, but to do introspection and to address whatever the traumas in our lives have been that would cause us to be individuals that sometimes we don't even recognize.
Correct.
So I want to thank you for sharing, and of course adapting that truth so that we could enjoy the Jessie that we continue to love and appreciate.
Pleasure, my brother.
Now, you have committed your life to service and mentoring.
Yes.
And that is essentially one of the beautiful things about the platform, the Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, is raising a generation of greatness. It cannot stop with us. It cannot stop with the ones who are succeeding and living their best lives.
Right.
For some reason, though, in our society, this isn't necessarily attractive. And persons seem like they have to take a different route in life, whether it be violence, whether it be crime, whatever, because that is what's being glorified. In your time as a mentor, what are some of the challenges that you've seen with our next generation of young men?
I like how you mentioned that it's not necessarily attractive. And that was one of my personal issues in how can I make this attractive? I'm a singer. I'm an artist. I've performed many times on many stages, shared with some prominent artists, and I've noticed that there were a specific crowd that would look up to me.
Okay.
However, you see this crowd 2 or 3 months down the line, and they're trying to mimic what I wear.
Okay.
So there was something inside of me told me that I have the potential to make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to be perfect. I like for the opportunity to be...
Stick a pin on the word perfection. Continue.
Yeah. For the opportunity to be here on this show, I mean, I've seen gentlemen on your platform, and I admire quite a great amount of them. I personally never felt like I was ready yet to, be considered a distinguished gentleman. I saw so much work in my life to do down the line. I see so many lives are still yet to save. However, I don't believe in ever waiting for perfection to do your part. You would never know everything. So why wait to share the little that you know? So I said, okay, well, I can share my experiences. I can share my victories, but I can also share my defeats. See, that's a lot of things that is not shared or brought out in the mainstream, especially social media. People don't share their defeats. People only want to share when they're up and they're victorious and they're winning. But we are human beings. And especially when it comes to the kids, they experience defeats on a daily basis. That's part of human nature and just life. Now, for someone to turn and tell them that that's okay. It's okay to hurt. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel pain, especially young men. Because we have this doctrine that have been embedded in our souls from ancient Africa. You'll be surprised that men suffer in silence.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean that you can't let your young cub, know that, hey, it's okay
to feel the variations of emotions.
To feel that. I've heard through Christianity, spiritual belief that the angels envy us for the emotions that we experience. So to feel that pain, it lets you even enjoy your victory more when you actually get it. So I hope that answers your question.
Absolutely. I want to thank you for, because and that's what I asked, why I asked you to stick a pin in the word perfection. It's almost like a thorn in my flesh. I'll be very frank and honest. I can't stand the idea of perfection. Right. And I'll give you an example. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and we were talking about the perception of persons. And the friend basically said to me, well, Ron, you can't blame people for thinking that you're perfect. And I said, what the hell are you talking about? What do you mean? And they said, well, all your life you've dressed a certain way, you've spoken a certain way, you've carried yourself a certain way, and you've always upheld a certain standard. So persons now look at that, and because that's what they know, they don't expect anything else, right, much less anything less, which I get. But the idea that a gentleman is perfect is far from the truth, first of all, and most importantly. And the idea that while we celebrate the successes of who we are now in our space, lest we forget the journey of many of us, right, and speaking of some of the moments that you've shared. Right. And I think that as much as we glorify the success stories, it is paramount that we understand the journey of us as human beings and us as men. We weren't always at the point that we were at. So give credit to the journey, correct, and the struggle, appreciate it, correct, accept it for what it is, but don't remove it from the story because it's not attractive. Never. Because you then mislead the next generation, correct, in thinking that, correct, it just happens. Correct. So thank you so much for your authenticity.
A pleasure. I never share any of my victories without giving a backstory of my defeat and where I've come from.
Lovely.
At least, and I've had a beautiful journey, so I can reach many people who are struggling. I can say, hey, I've been there. I've been worse than there. You have full potential. Like, you can be anything. You can do anything. Like, I'm still, yet to open the next pages of my book. Learning. Yeah. Right. So as I have done it, like, you can do it. And this is how we do it. This is how we do it as men. We, and the first thing I tell them, I say, have a relationship with your creator. You can have whatever name for your creator. You can be of whatever spirituality or confined to no specific religion, but have a relationship. Build that relationship with the one person.
Higher power.
Yeah. Who is in total control.
Amazing. We're gonna stick a pin there, but viewers, we're speaking with the one and only Jessie Field. We're gonna get back on conversation of higher power, but we're gonna hear a quick word from our sponsors. We'll be right back.
The wait is over. CCT Fire is here. Experience ultra-fast downloads, seamless streaming, and even more reliable connectivity on an all-new fire-blazing super-fast CCT Fiber network. CCT Fire. Bring it home and upgrade today.
Brilliant Hands and Minds tutoring services, one-on-one tutorials in math and English, intense homework assistance, academic enrichment, school projects, effective communication and public speaking development, sign language for adults and children on Saturdays only. Registered with the Virgin Islands High School Certificate Program, Brilliant Hands and Minds can help you too. Offering intense curriculum-based training to help you or your loved ones get their high school diploma. It's time to make your family's education a #1 priority. Hurry, space is limited. Brilliant Hands and Minds Learning Center. We are the trained education professionals.
Welcome back, everyone. You are watching The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman. We are in season 5. I want to take this opportunity just to thank you guys for rocking with me on this journey. Season 5, each episode we have featured 12 of the very best and brightest of Virgin Islands men who continue to do remarkable things, and to simply be here and alive in this moment, still doing this, I am so appreciative. Jessie, We spoke before about a higher power and really giving credit to the fact that we can't do this by ourselves,
Right.
essentially.
Right.
You do quite a lot. You are my fellow Rotarian. You have given your life to service.
Yes.
What is that like, serving in that capacity?
Oh man, it's emotional for me.
Okay.
I was born in the Amazon jungle.
Okay.
Yes. So you could see I'm literally living, walking God's grace.
Okay.
Everything for me in life is a plus. I'm literally excited about life. I love taking trips because it allows you to open your mind. I just came from Santo Domingo not too long ago. Beautiful country. It's my second time going there, and I'm pretty sure next year
You'll be back
before the year is out. But you know, some of the things you experience outside of your own backyard, it humbles you. It allows you to have a deeper sense of appreciation for your grace, your blessings, not what you have done, but what the Almighty has done for you to even have the opportunity to even do more. Like there are people out there who don't know they even have the opportunity, not even have the opportunity, but don't know that the opportunity even exists. So I've witnessed poverty, I've witnessed hunger, I've witnessed sickness, and I cling to those red words in the Bible. Just about any Bible you pull, they always seem to highlight some words, and they like to use the color red.
Okay.
And those words are, quote unquote, Jesus' words.
Okay.
Certain things stick to me. It says, if you can give. If you can feed. You can clothe. If you can help. And there's a side of me that is fed when I could help. Because people have helped me. I grew up in Bellevue Primary School, and the country folks are some of the most hospitable, sweetest people I've ever met in my entire life. And the kindness that they have shown me, you know, that's why country is still my family to this day.
Nice.
Every last one of them. I don't know some of the younger ones, but you know, the love that they have poured into me, that young gentlemen have given me the strength to be who I am today. I've been fed by people who have little to nothing. You know, like people on food stamps and stuff like that, EBT. And these people would feed you, fill you. I've been clothed with clothes that never belonged to me. You know, I've been cold in the winter and was given warmth to keep me alive. I even share with others, like, you know, the philosophy of money. Money doesn't come from your main source. Money can come from, you know, Mr. Grant's hand, Mr. Fields' hand. It can come from anywhere. So the things that you need of this life, you know, it's unspoken of where it can come from. So me being blessed over the years, you know, giving an education, people helped me get to school, you know, people clothing me, feeding me, inspiring me. I could only give back. I love giving back to the education system. I love giving back to the teachers and the kids. I love our community. And I never knew till several years ago that, you know, there are individuals and families that don't have it during Christmas. Like there are families that can't afford a Christmas meal, you know, and that hurts. I have clothes that are, you know, like they call it knocking dog.
That you don't wear. And
that I don't wear, you know. So these are things I start to do. I realize that, you know, just so that money doesn't have to come from one source, our blessing doesn't have to come in one shape or fashion. I do what I could. You you know, and I started by going around the community, asking some of my friends, say, hey man, Saturday I'm gonna get some food for, you know, some hungry individuals or some less fortunate, some kids. You want to pitch in? And then they will pull out a $5 and give it to me. And, you know, the next person pull out a $10, give it to me. Someone pull out a $20 and give it to me. So the weekend comes and I'm just loaded with cash for these people. And when you buy someone a meal.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, my brother! You have been hungry to know what it is that
Of course.
A whole plate of food of your likeness is in front of you. You know, nothing beats it. Nothing beats it to see the eyes of individual lit. My best clothes. I started originally just taking the clothes out. No, I'm not gonna wear this. I'm gonna wear this. I'm not going to wear this, I'm going to wear this. And, you know, I would take the ones that I'm not going to wear, I'll be honest with you, and I would carry it to the rainbow home. Then the next year I was like, whoa, let me do something else. So I'm not going to wear this, I'm going to wear this. I really like this, and I put it aside. So I say, okay, the really like, what I'm not going to wear, and I go and I give it to the kids.
Because the really like is just as important
as
the ones that you wouldn't wear.
Important.
And why not give your best?
Why not give your best? So I started to give my best. And then all of my best has been replaced. And I've noticed this formula over and over that when I give my very best is replaced by better.
Jessie, I want to first of all commend you for, like I mentioned before, your huge understanding of self, but your level of humanitarianism and your ability to see the needs in our community and want to give back. A lot of times we look at young men or young women and we say, you know, why is that young man walking with his pants below his waist? Why is that young lady acting so lawless? All these types of stuff. And truth be told, we have an issue that we need to work on in our community. And by that, I mean, we absorb so much of the negative, but we're not doing nearly as enough to counteract that negativity. I do appreciate the fact that we're no longer in an age where conversations are welcomed. So persons could be very apprehensive when they see situations. But until we get to the point or get back to the point where we see wrongdoing and we address it head on and we pull that young man or we pull that young woman and say, hey, that's not how you do it.
Right.
This is how you do it.
Right.
Then we will forever be at a deficit when we're looking for leaders and people to continue.
Right.
That's not the case today.
No.
Because you have solidified your position as a true 21st century distinguished gentleman. And I not only thank you, but there's a prayer that I used to pray as a young man all my life. I prayed this prayer as a recitation. And truth be told, I prayed it sometimes without understanding the depth and meaning of it until I became an adult. And I've now seen the ramifications of that prayer, so much so that I find myself laughing sometimes and saying, hey, God, you know, it's cool. You know, I'm all right now. But my wish is the same for you. And that is, oh, that you would bless me indeed and enlarge my territory, that your hand would be with me and keep me from all evil. The prayer of Jabez. Thank you. We appreciate you. And most importantly, we wish you much success. Keep doing the damn thing, man.
Thank you. And before I leave, Brother Grant, I want to commend you on this show of yours, because you are having an opportunity to meet some of the finest gentlemen, and that must sharpen your iron. So I plan to keep you close as a good brother, you know, and we can share our defeats and our victories as we go.
Appreciate you.
And I empower you as well to keep doing what you're doing. Young men out there, you don't have to wait to be perfect. You know, we know what's right within our hearts and we know what's wrong within our hearts. You'd be surprised how a conversation about God can change the entire environment that you are around. No one can compete with God, no matter how evil they are or how strong they are. There is no power greater than God. So you'll be surprised what a conversation about God can do for your little circles. God bless you guys.
Amazing. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for coming to the coach.
A pleasure.
Likewise.
Thank you.
Viewers, that is all the time we have. Season 5, I am loving it. The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, the one and only Jessie Field. We'll see you next week.